last time out at the British Talent Cup. It was all down to Casey O'Gorman to rack up the points as he got a good start down into turn 1. It was Jamie Lyons who took a victory in race 1, but race 2, it was all down to the number 67 of Casey O'Gorman. Keep an eye out for the RS Racing bikes as well. They were making moves all the way through the field as Casey O'Gorman was carving through the likes of Jamie Lyons. Johnny Garness was in there as well, Evan Belford, and the onboard cameras, we saw really close racing there between the number 7 of Jamie Lyons, but it was between these two at the front, 67 and the number 7, Jamie Lyons and Casey O'Gorman. There's a big moment there left, a big crash for James Cook and big repairs for him, but he's back up and running this weekend. But these two at the front, it was all down to who was going to take the second victory of the weekend at Silverstone for the MotoGP event, and it was Casey O'Gorman who came across the line and racked up the points for his championship, and a really good weekend for the number 67. Riders aged 12 to 17 years old line up here at Snetterton for their first race of the weekend, and they head the standings here at Snetterton, but is the number 7 of Jamie Lyons, who's 6th place on the grid with a 206.232. Of course, picked up his first victory back out. The number 48, Ollie Walker, on the Moto Rapido bike. Best result is 4th so far for the number 48, so he's going to be looking to see if he can rack up some points and get at himself on the podium. Number 24, Cormac Buchanan, the New Zealand rider. He's going to be looking to try and get that elusive victory that he hasn't quite managed to get to set yet. Number 52, Evan Belford, of course, championship leader, and there's a big deficit happening now at the top of the championship with Casey O'Gorman, your man on the screen now, the number 67, P2 on the grid, and he's really racking the points up. Only 23 points between Evan Belford and Casey O'Gorman, but on pole position it's number 57, Johnny Garness, on the City Lifting by RS Racing machine. A good pole position for him, and Corey Tinker's currently leading the grid, so the number 37, of course, also European Talent Cup rider as well, so not the start to the race he will have wanted, but it's going to be myself, Tristan Finocchiaro and Neil McKenzie bringing you all the action here for the race 1 for the Honda British Talent Cup. Of course, Neil, big story in terms of the championship. Here's the number 37, Corey Tinker. He's trying to get back out. He's going to have to start from pit lane.
It certainly is. There's so much going on, and what I really love about this championship, it's closed up so much. Casey O'Gorman coming back, lots of other riders up there at Silverstone, Jamie Lyons in the hunt now, so it really is made things really interesting. 6 races after this round here at Snetterton to go, so it's pretty much anybody's, although Casey O'Gorman has come back from that bad injury and looking incredibly strong.
23 points between Casey O'Gorman and the number 52 of Evan Belford, and there it is confirmed on the screen. So Evan Belford has had a little bit of a bad, well, by his standards anyway, a little bit of an unsuccessful run for him in the last few races. Picked up a podium at Silverstone last time out, so he's going to be looking to try and rack up those points again. But it's Casey O'Gorman who's really racking up the points now after that injury he had earlier in the season. Missed a few races, but now he's back and really closing in on the standings. But it's going to be, all these guys are going to be looking to rack up as many points as possible. Johnny Garness it was who took pole position on the City Lifting by RS Racing bike, so he's going to be looking to pick up another victory. Picked up a victory earlier in the year back at Donington Park, his first and only victory in the Honda British Talent Cup. James Cook, the number 34, lines up in 7th place on the grid. He had 2 massive crashes back at Silverstone, no fault of his own. The bike rolled on at Abbey Corner in the second race and kept going into the Armco, hit the Armco about 75 miles an hour, wrecked the front end of the bike completely. About an £8,000 parts bill for James Cook and his family and his sponsors. It was a massive rush to get it fixed for Snetterton. He set up a GoFundMe page for people to donate to pay for the parts bill. Raised just over £1,000 there to get that parts bill paid up, and a lot of his competitors actually as well had contributed there. So that was really nice to see a lot of these guys helping out James Cook to get back on the grid. He's also had a lot of help from the likes of Nigel Snook at FS3 Racing and Gary Wilson at Wilson Racing, and also Jim Abraham. So it's really nice to see a lot of his competitors helping him get back out there, because it was almost curtains for his season.
Yeah, certainly it can always be tough. These guys always look like they've got really nice bikes, really nice setups, but quite often it is a race-to-race operation funded by parents, close friends, and a few sponsors. So yeah, I mean the costs it's a kind of fixed cost for this championship, but still it does roll into the thousands as the season progresses.
And it was very nearly the end of James Cook's season. Of course, the Cook family, they run James and Max Cook over in the junior superstock category as well. So it's a big effort in terms of funding, but they've managed to get him out on the grid this weekend, and it's a brilliant story because they only had to turn around that bike very quickly.
That's right. Although the FS3 Superbike team do help out there, then it's not unlimited funds, so that they still have to make up the balance. And yeah, it was a crying shame to see that bike being pretty much destroyed at Silverstone, but fortunately he was okay and he's back on the grid.
Bike feeling very different from number 34 of James Cook this weekend, and he's just struggling to get that feel back as almost a completely new bike for him, but now he's going to be focused on race 1. The number 57 is then Johnny Garness, who is on pole position. Casey O'Gorman is racking up the points in the championship. They look to the lights, and the lights are out. It's a good start from the number 57, Johnny Garness. He is lightweight, of course, but so is the number 67 of Casey O'Gorman. It's a good start there for number 4 of Sullivan Mounsey, making moves up into the first corner. Cormac Buchanan right round the outside of the first corner. Keep an eye out for this second corner because it can cause drama.
It really can, yeah. I was watching the reactions there, and I think Casey was just a fraction of a second faster than Johnny Garness, but how many times this season have we seen Johnny just pull away that light power to weight ratio? He's had them around 3/10 or half a second on the rivals over a lap so far this weekend, but he certainly made that count into turn 1.
Johnny Garness, just 13 years old, 4th in the championship. He's had 1 win, 6 podiums and 1 pole position so far this year, and he's looking to pick up another victory here for race 1 of the Honda British Talent Cup.
Yeah, pushing hard already. Yeah, unfortunately he had pretty much a disastrous Silverstone by his standards, that DNF in race 1 and only a few points in race 2, so certainly making up for it here. But yeah, and Casey Gorman as well is small and light. I know he's disappointed with that second position, but in some ways the pressure's off, and this is exactly what he has to do. He just has to get a good look at Johnny Garnett, see if he can follow him, hopefully get his slipstream in the 2 long straights. Get that help to drag him along. But one thing, if he kind of lets him go, if Garnett can get 3 or 4 bike lengths into him, then he'll struggle to get in that slipstream.
So keep an eye on the number 67 of Casey Gorman and the number 52 of Evan Belford. It's between these two for the championship, and Casey O'Gorman has reeled in a massive points deficit, and it's only 23 points now. It's safe to say Evan Belford had a little bit of a bad spell by his standards, so he's going to be looking to rack up the points and see if he can defend that championship lead, because Casey O'Gorman very threatening now. They're quite stretched out for a first lap of Honda British Talent Cup.
That's right, Evan Belford there in 3rd position, and yeah, his Snetterton's much better than last year, actually. I think 2nd race in the championship last year and stalled the bike on the grid, so a bit of a nightmare. And you're right, it's such a strong season at the beginning, the likes of 2nd round at Knockhill, where he did the double, he got hold of that championship lead. Donington was where it kind of went wrong. He had some average races there at Donington, average results and a few penalties, so but still in the championship lead. And I think it's Silverstone who actually, although the others finished in front, he increased his championship lead overall.
So it's good stuff from Evan Belford. Back on the podium, back at Silverstone, and he's going to be looking to keep that run going. The number 24 in shot is Cormac Buchanan. Cormac, 14 years of age. He's had 2 podiums so far this season. Also riding over in the Red Bull Rookies as well, and having a little go on the full Moto3 machinery. What's the difference between these sort of pre-Moto 3s and those full-blown Moto 3 bikes?
Yeah, the KTM RC 250Rs are a bit more of a. Is that Cormac?
That's Cormac Buchanan, who's gone down. We were just talking about him, just singing his praises, and the Mack Attack has gone down.
It's too bad. Cormac's had a good season, a quick learner of new tracks. I think we're going to get another look at this. Not sure what went wrong here, but yeah, he was in the bunch. Oh yeah, back end come round. It was, yeah, that's kind of, he's heading in there off the throttle, maybe on the rear brake a little bit. Really unusual crash that, but yeah, you see that big back line. Yeah, Cormac learns tracks really well. He's had a good season. He's been busy in the Red Bull Rookies. And as you mentioned on the KTM's a faster bike. It's more capable, but it's a little bit harder to set up, and you really have to ride the KTM harder, where these Hondas, the NSF 250Rs, are a little bit more user-friendly.
Cormac was disappointed with Silverstone. He wanted a podium, and he wants a podium this weekend. Says he's focusing on his riding style as it's gone a bit AWOL recently, whatever that means. So he's focusing on that. It's really mature for him to be able to think like that, because it's so easy to just throw your riding style out the window when you're focused on racing. But this is a move now from the number 74, Carter Brown, always making big moves, making a move on Ollie Walker, round the outside, up the inside. Brilliant stuff there from Carter Brown. Moves up into 4th place ahead of Ollie Walker now. And they're just in contention to be staying on the number 52 of Evan Belford now as well. So this could be a battle for the podium, but Ollie Walker goes side by side down the front straight. 3 laps down for these guys. It's still Johnny Garness that leads, but this battle for 3rd is hotting up really nicely. Johnny Garness, fastest lap of the race on that last lap, 2:04.4.
Yeah, impressive from Garness, putting that pressure on from the front, and Carter Brown there wiggling around. I believe he comes from an off-road background, so a little bit of motocross rear end wiggling around as they head into turn 2 there. But yeah, Ollie Walker now can do a lot worse than maybe just sit in the slipstream, just keep his eye on Carter Brown, because he seems to be closing the gap to the 3rd place man, Evan Belford.
And he's definitely closing in now as the number 74 of Carter Brown. Very aggressive riding style from the number 74, but he needs to be, because he's that little bit bigger than these guys. Loses a little bit of time down these straights with that extra little bit of size on him, so he needs to be aggressive.
He does, and quite often off-roaders, you see they like to have the bike on the move, and that's exactly how he rides that bike, whether he's braking or getting on the throttle. He doesn't care. He's relaxed on that bike. And yeah, from my sources in the paddock, one of the fittest guys, if not the fittest guys.
Oh, that's Johnny Garness that's gone down.
Oh, no.
That's the race leader. He's distraught. The number 57 RS Racing City Lifting Machine is down and out of this race. Only one race so far this season, but picked up tried his luck last time in a few races of the British Talent Cup. Here for the full season this year, the number 57, he's distraught with it. Picked up the Squib Burton Trophy back at Donington Park, but this gifts the race lead to number 67.
Is that the bomb
Casey
hole?
O'Gorman.
Sorry, that is the bomb hole. That's Casey O'Gorman now leading the race, coming out the bomb hole, round Coram to the final chicane. Johnny Garness down at Oggy's, I'm told. So, and I mean, he's a young rider. He learned by his mistakes, but the clues were there. Fastest lap. He was on another fastest lap while increasing the gap, and he had no need to push that hard really. But I'm sure, yeah, he's going to be more upset than anyone. So, such a shame.
And that's number 96, Rossi Banham, that's gone down. He's improving all the time. Is Rossi was running in the junior supersport categories in 2019 and 2020, trying his luck in the Honda British Talent Cup this year, and that's not what he would have wanted at all for the number 96. Made some big setup adjustments. Just talk us through what happened here, Neil.
Yeah, that's right. Again, round Coram. Yeah, it's a long hanging right-hander there. He looked like he just cut that last little bit too tight. Looked like the front tuck. A really unusual place to crash, but he's maybe just pushing a little bit too hard on the edge of the tyre. Another rider, Rossi, he had a good Silverstone as well, watching the guys out there. So, like you say, just another guy that's improving quickly. Casey O'Gorman got things on the move there.
Yeah, Casey O'Gorman, lively little rider, is the number 67 of Casey O'Gorman. Of course, was riding the Honda British Talent Cup last year as well, also trying his luck out in the European Talent Cup. So a lot of these riders are doing that as well, Neil. They're trying their skills out here. It is at very high level over in the European Talent Cup. Hasn't quite scored a point yet, but he's looked good. Yeah,
but just getting time on the bike. I watch his social media. He does all kinds of training at kart tracks, on pit bikes, so he seems to be riding bikes pretty much every day of his life, and that's the best thing. This is all about getting the hours in. And with no selection event this year for the Red Bull Rookies MotoGP Cup, I know the eyes are on the Honda British Talent Cup riders, so there's a good chance that some of these guys might appear in the Red Bull Rookies next year. Time will only tell, but these guys have just got to give it their best and showcase their talents.
All these guys showcasing their skills here in the Honda British Talent Cup, but Carter Brown has now moved ahead of the number 52, Evan Belford. These guys level on points in the championship, both 23 points. Sorry, it's Carter Brown and Casey O'Gorman both level on points, but this would help Carter Brown's championship as he moves up ahead of the number 52 of Evan Belford. Evan really needs to be scoring more points than Casey, but Casey's so consistent out the front. He's been incredibly strong. Hasn't finished in all the races that he's finished and that he's been here, apart from the ones, of course, where he was away away from injury. He hasn't finished lower than second. He had his arm and back injuries and missed a few races, but he's had 5 wins, 7 podiums, and 1 fastest lap as the number 52. Evan Belford goes up the inside of the number 74, Carter Brown. That was a brilliantly timed move, but he just prepared that well down the front straight.
He did, yeah, nice smooth pass in. I think for
Carter
Evan,
having a little look again. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, great battle going on there by with Carter Brown and Evan Belford. And I think, yeah, he just needs to kind of regroup a little bit. He had a podium at Silverstone and some more podiums here at Snetterton. Just consolidate his talent. Casey O'Gorman at the moment is in a little bit of a different league. He's got 4.2 seconds. He's a smart little rider. If you watch his pit board, he will control that. But for Evan, Carter Brown, Ollie Walker, these guys are fighting for the podium, and yeah, and rather than hold each other up and diving past, it'd be good if they just get into a bit of a rhythm, a bit of a flow, and then maybe sort things out in the last couple of laps. But if they start passing, this next bunch will soon catch them up. James Cook there, Jamie Lyons, number 7, having a
I thought he was going to fully run into him then. That was very close stuff for the number 34 of James Cook. You can see white fairings on that bike. Had to completely rebuild the bike in the week. We're still rebuilding it on the Thursday night to get ready for Friday practice. And a brilliant recovery from him. This Carter Brown taking this strategy again of opening those legs out and just having a little bit more wind resistance down the straights. He doesn't want to lead this battle, which is interesting. But if he's not careful, he's going to have Ollie Walker all over his rear wheel, as he is. Ollie Walker just touched the grass on the exit there. But Ollie, his best result has been 4th this year, so he's going to be hungry for a podium.
Very much so, and these guys in the background there, Harrison Crosby leading them on the yellow Bank Racing Machine bike. They're lapping at a decent pace as well. So yeah, what I was going to say, if these guys start holding each other up, then there's a good chance that the following bunch could bridge that gap.
And if these guys do keep battling away, like you say, there is a high chance that those guys can bridge the gap to this battle for 3rd place. But at the moment, it is between Belford, Brown and Walker for 2nd. Walker searching for his 1st ever podium. His best result was 4th, as we mentioned. 14th in the championship, sorry, 12th in the championship, 14th in the championship last year. So he's looking to improve on that this year on the Moto Rapido bike, as Evan Belford has a little look behind him, and he's going to have a face full of number 74 of Carter Brown and Ollie Walker as they're all over his rear wheel. It's just over half race distance now for their 1st race of the weekend. But Carter Brown having a little look, trying to line up that move, has a little look but can't quite make that move stick. Is he just holding back, or is he struggling to get past?
I'd agree with you, say, yeah, he's probably holding back. He knows he's got the pace. He knows obviously Evan Belford's got the pace as well. So as long as he has to just be careful, as we mentioned before, that Ollie Walker doesn't try and nip his heels. But these two on the Citroën racing machines just seem to have a little bit of pace, a couple of tenths of a second over a lap, and they just seem to be a little bit more comfortable with Ollie Walker just kind of grimly hanging on there in the background.
Corey Tinker now, starting from pit lane, has made his way all the way up to 15th place. So Corey Tinker really on a mission and setting some good lap times as well. He's just moved up ahead of the number 40, Julian Correa, a new rider to the category, joined at Silverstone, picked up 15th and 12th at Silverstone, so it's a very good debut for the American rider. He's a multi-class mini GP champion in the US, Moto3 and Production Twins Championship champion in the Florida Regional Championships as well. He's running the number 40, that's a special number to him. His rider coach is Sean Dillon Kelly, who you'll know from the Moto America paddock. But Carter Brown now has moved up ahead of the number 52, Evan Belford. So Carter Brown putting a shift on.
Yeah, Sean Dillon Kelly, he was the guy that sort of surprised a lot of people at Silverstone a few years ago when he came over and raced in the KTM World Cup, I guess it was called, yeah. And then went on to Red Bull Rookies and then to Supersport in the US.
What's impressive with Julian Correa as well is, despite him racing over here, his dad is racing over. His dad is in the States watching his racing, and Julian only 12 years old, but he's staying with his sponsor here in the UK, DRC Leathers, and he's going to be doing the next round at Silverstone, then going home, and he's eyeing up a full season next year. Just having a look for the battle for 9th and 10th, number 29 of Lucas Brown, the reigning Fab Racing Premier Class Metrokit GP70 champion, and trying his luck out here in the Honda British Talent Cup. Many of these riders have come through Fab Racing, like Casey O'Gorman, Evan Belford, Carter Brown, Ollie Walker, pretty much all of them. So it's a brilliant feeder class as the number 29, Lucas Brown, having a little look at the number 5 of Mason Johnson. Can't make a move stick there. Number 53, just a little bit further back from them. That's Keanu Vaya, picked up his first podium back at Donington. There's the number 37 of Corey Tinker, and he's really putting a shift on now. He's made his way up into 14th.
Yeah, doing a good job. Very, very impressive. Great ride, and getting in the points is probably as much as he kind of have expected. But yeah, some good lap times coming there. He's in the 60s. Just, were you involved in the KTM thing at Silverstone, Tristan? Was that before your time?
That was just before my time.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I was riding for KTM in 2019, that was just slightly before.
I know you're really young, but I didn't know if that was before your time.
Yeah, just about. But yeah, Corey Tinker making moves. 15 years old. He was 7th in British Talent Cup last year, riding for the Stealth Connect bike, also racing for the Sitch 58 Squadra Corsa team over in the European Talent Cup, and trying his luck back in the British Talent Cup as well. But it is now Evan Belford who's made his way through on the number 74. Evan Belford now then up into second position and trying to rack up as many points as he can, but Casey O'Gorman is definitely going to be able to rack up 5 points on him. 4.6 seconds up the road, all he needs to do is bring it home.
That's right. The gap actually reduced a little bit, but Casey O'Gorman well in control of this. It is fluctuating kind of a few tenths every lap, but yeah, he's very happy at the front, and that's a massive gap with 5 laps to go, 4 laps after they complete this one. But these guys have given a very sensible race for the podium. They've gapped Ollie Walker a little bit now. There's almost half a second between Carter Brown, and we mentioned Carter Brown just sort of holding back early in the race, but I'm not sure he'll want the gap to be so big to number 52 there, and Ollie Walker is now well within striking distance to get some good slipstreams.
Oh, Rhys Stevenson having a really good ride in the number 23 machine. Rhys Stevenson, a rider who's graduated to the big circuits this year. He's been riding over in the likes of Fab Racing and the British Mini Bike Championships as well. 15 years old. This is his debut season. His best result is 11th so far, and now he's up into 6th and battling for 5th with the likes of Harrison Crosby. Harrison, who's led races in the past.
Yeah, Rhys Stevenson, second fastest man on track on that last lap. So yeah, he's getting things together as well. The number 33 there. Trying to get into the slipstream of Harrison Crosby, and there's just so many names when we go down the list now that have been podium contenders throughout the season, and more coming into the frame. Keanu Vaya, the Dutchman, he's down in 12th. Uncharacteristic for him, he's normally up there a bit closer, top 6, or even fighting for the podium earlier in the season.
Yeah, Keanu picked up a podium back at Donington Park with the number 74 Carter Brown looking menacing through Coram. Is he going to line up and move down into the final corner? Don't think he's going to do it this time round. He's just keeping his powder dry for that final lap. He's had plenty of laps to be able to study Evan.
Yeah, it's like he just had a little bit of a rest the last lap or two, but he's very much back into contention. It'll be interesting to see his lap over the line this time. Yeah, it's his fastest lap of the race at 2:04.7. But also fastest lap for Ollie Walker.
Oh, and so close through there. Sorry to interrupt, Bill, but it was almost contact through the first corner.
Oh, yeah, that's called striping. It's a technical term for that, for exchanging paint. Fortunately, they're both bikes of the same colour. But look at Ollie Walker. He's thinking, I've still got a good chance here of getting on the podium. He's very much in contention.
He needs to be thinking that as well. A proverbial monkey on the back of the number 48 of Ollie Walker. Still yet to score that first podium, his best result being 4th place, so he's going to be hungry for that. At the moment, it's been between the number 52 and the number 74 of Carter Brown and Evan Belford that have been battling out for 2nd place, but 2 podium positions up for grabs in this trio, in this battle. Harrison Crosby down in 5th, a little bit further back from these guys, so there's a battle between 5th for Crosby, Stevenson and Cook. Of course, Cook, big effort to get him out on the circuit this weekend. This is the battle for 9th between Mason Johnson, the number 5, Lucas Brown in there. Keanu Vaya, who we mentioned earlier, picked up his first podium at Donington, and what a reception there was for him in Parc Ferme. I had to interview him after the race, and we had to stop the interview and restart because his family and fans were making so much noise that I could hardly hear what I was saying.
Were they just really noisy, or was there lots of them?
Both. They were all really noisy, and there was a lot of them. But this is the battle for second place now. Back with these guys. It's still Evan Belford that leads this one. We're just going to come up to finish lap 9 of 12 for race 1 for the Honda British Time Cup. They are edging in slightly on Casey O'Gorman, but not enough time.
Yeah. Ollie Walker is the man that's impressing me here, because he was kind of hanging off the back of them at one point, but he just set through the first sector, the fastest first sector of the race, and that includes Casey O'Gorman and Johnny Garness. He's been quicker than them through the first sector, so he's doing his best to hang on. It seems to me it's a circuit of 2 halves for number 74, Carter Brown. He's able to get onto the back of Evan Belford here, but through the tight, twisty infield section, and it might be jumping out the slower corners that he loses out with a bit heavier power to weight ratio. But he's certainly all over Evan Belford as they head through Sears and down into turn 2.
And the number 61, Harrison McKay, as you saw on the graphic, is out of this race, and not what he will have wanted at all. 13 years old from Lincoln, best result 30 so far in the Honda British Talent Cup. He's come up all the way through the Fab Racing Championships, 23rd in this championship. But Evan Belford keeps having a little look behind him. He's always going to see the same thing, though, is he not?
I think Ollie Walker, yeah, lovely little move there.
Just pulled out of it at the end.
He was alongside him, but of course Carter Brown was always going to swing into the apex there, so a bit of discretion involved there. Just pulled the brakes on a little bit more so there wasn't any contact, but very threatening. And Carter Brown now knows that he's got a bit of company here, so I'm sure he has a plan. Evan Belford's just sort of monitoring things, taking a look round every now and again just to check. I think he knows he's quicker through some parts of the racetrack, but it's really anybody's second place here.
He's not shy of nip and tuck racing. He's the number 74 of Carter Brown. He's made some big moves through this season, has had some considerable success from it as well. So brilliant to see the number 74 make a move down the back straight now. Managed to slipstream Evan Belford, despite that extra little bit of height, managed to get through on him. So all things very equal in this class.
That's right. The little riders gain out of sort of really slow corners where there's a bit of a drag race out of there, but through the fast flowing stuff, the bigger, heavier riders don't really lose out as much, and that's exactly what happened there. Carter Brown got a nice run onto the back straight there, got a nice slipstream, very brave passing manoeuvre down the inside into the S's at the end of the back straight here. But it will be interesting now. So now Evan Belford, he's pretty much been in front or been in that second position the whole of the race. It'll be interesting to see if he's got anything to bring back to Carter Brown.
He's lining them up down this front straight. Is he going to have a look down into turn 1? And he does. A really nice move there. Just managed to get through him before the braking point. Ollie Walker has a little look as well. Is Carter Brown going to try and get the cut back and get underneath him down at turn 2? Has a little look, but not quite able to make a move stick there. Ollie Walker also very squirrely on the brakes. So 2 laps to go, and it's down to these 3. Who's it going to be that's going to pick up that second place spot? O'Gorman comfortable at the front, 3.9 seconds. The gap has come down a little bit, but that is now one of the riders. That is Ted Wilkinson, who's gone down. Another one of the Fab Racing lots, and multiple flat track champion as well, Ted Wilkinson. But he's his first race at the British Talent Cup ends in tears for him. But the number 74 of Carter Brown up the inside of the number 52 of Evan Belford. Brilliant move there, nicely executed.
This will be interesting. I would have thought the best strategy for Carter Brown would be just kind of bolt himself on. Oh, I've got another rider
that's
down.
Number 29 of Lucas Brown that's gone down, the reigning Fab Racing MKGP 70 champion, and he's down and out of this race. And just talk us through it, Neil.
Yeah, it's on the outside there. A bit of contact there with the number 41. 41 stayed on, down he went. It's yeah, very lucky that any one of these was going to stay on there, but.
And that's the number 41, Luca Hopkins, who's just tangled together with the number 29 there. But it's 3 abreast as they go down the back straight. Ollie Walker having a little look. Ollie Walker has a little bit of a look, but not quite fully committed to making a move.
Yeah, I was going to say the best strategy now, and he's in the perfect position for Carter Brown. Stay there. Follow Evan Belford onto the back straight, get the best possible drive and pull that pass that he did a couple of laps before, because he will then get round to the final chicane in front, and Evan Belford, it would be unlikely Evan Belford could out-drag him to the start-finish line, so we'll have to wait and see.
Last lap time then as they come to cross the line for the penultimate time. 1 lap of this Snetterton circuit to go, and the number 48 of Ollie Walker is lining up a move on the number 74 of Carter Brown. Has a look up the inside at turn 1. It's brave to make a move stick there, but it has been done in the past. Is there going to be any drama here down at turn 2? There always seems to be. There was last time round with Lucas Brown, and that's a big move from the number 48. There is drama. Oh, and he goes down. That's Ollie Walker out of the race. We asked, was there going to be drama? And there was. The Moto Rapido bike down and out of the race. Big ambitious move, and unfortunately it ended on the grass.
Good move. Having taken one of them would have been enough in this, just to get alongside Carter Brown and then just maybe pull things up. But he went big, he went for both of them. If he just to let the brakes off there, it might just have made the corner, but the front's compressed, a lot of pressure on the tyre and the front suspension. Camber's changing a little bit with the track there, and down he went. But I really thought Ollie Walker was the man that was going to pick up the pieces with the battle from these two, but yeah, just went a little bit too early.
You could see the bike chattering just before he went down, and that's not what Hula wanted at all. So now it's between the number 52 of Evan Belford and Carter Brown. Evan had a little look over his shoulder at turn 2 and was almost trying to say something to Carter Brown. Is he trying to tell him to stay behind him because of the championship? But Carter Brown very much in contention for the championship as well, so he's not going to listen. I might be overthinking it there, but it is Casey O'Gorman still that leads, 3.9 seconds up the road. But this is a move now for second place. Big move down there. There's a few more opportunities for Evan Belford to be able to cut back. They go down into the bomb hole for the final time. A little bit of a wobble there for number 52 on the exit of that one. It has a bit of a wobble there, and he's just lost a little bit of touch there on the number 74 of Carter Brown. Coming through Corrams for the final time. He's just about going to keep this one. Is the number 74 of Carter Brown. He's got a little bit of breathing space. Goes down into the final corner, and you're going to think it's going to be Carter Brown that picks up P2, but the win, the first win of the weekend, goes to the number 67, Casey O'Gorman, racking up points in the championship. And where is Belford going to finish? This is important for the championship. He finishes third, so it's Carter Brown that takes second, Evan Belford in third, and this battle for fourth between Crosby and Stevenson does go the way of Harrison Crosby. It's the number 23 of Reece Stevenson picking up a personal best in P5. James Cook, a brilliant result there to finish in 6th after all the effort that the team put to put this. Tinker's made his way all the way up to this group here and crosses the line in 9th. Keanu Vaya finishes 8th, a good result for the young Dutchman. Harrison de Soy in there, as well as Mason Johnson and JJ Cunningham. Another top 15 result there for the number 40 of Julian Correa, so he will have enjoyed that one. But what another win, what a result for Casey O'Gorman. All the races he's finished now, he hasn't finished outside the top 2.
Played that perfectly. Yeah, he wasn't the fastest rider through practice. He's been practicing these wheelies, and that's working. So yeah, nice little wheelie there. But yeah, he judged that perfectly. He didn't panic. He was following Johnny Garnes. Johnny Garnes had the pace, but just pushed a little bit too hard. And then Casey controlled things around the 4-second mark pretty much all of the race. Just got things home nice and safely. So yeah, perfect day.
He's had plenty of opportunities to practice his wheelies, and there it is. A nice little wheelie considering the low power in these bikes. They're not the easiest of things to get up on the back wheel.
Not at all, and when you're a little guy as well, it's even more difficult. But yeah, it's coming. They've improved immensely from the beginning of the season.
And Belford will be happy with another podium, considering his run of top 10 finishes. And just before this weekend was back on the podium, back at Silverstone, and now another podium for him this weekend. But it's Casey O'Gorman who's really closing that championship down, and he believes he can win it, and rightly so. He's really putting in a shift to do it. Like we say, hasn't finished outside the top 2 so far this year in all the races that he has finished. Last year, you can say that crashing was a little bit of his downfall, but this year looking really consistent.
He had some unusual crashes. It wasn't really out of control. It was just weird. He had a weird crash at Silverstone. It could have been a mechanical error, but no, it really has come to the fore. Shane Byrne mentoring him throughout the season. That certainly hasn't done any harm.
No, it wouldn't do, would it? Having multi-time British champion helping you out here in the Honda British Talent Cup. And here it is confirmed then. Casey O'Gorman picks up another win on his title tilt. Carter Brown picks up second. A tremendous battle between him and Evan Belford. Ollie Walker, unfortunately, crashing out of the race, which gifted Harrison Crosby P4 ahead of Reece Stevenson. Personal best result for the number 23, so good for him. James Cook, what a result from him after looking like the season was over. He's back and in P6, and that bike not quite feeling how it was before, of course, completely rebuilt. So James Cook doing a really good job to finish in P6. Is the rest of them just outside the top 10. Mason Johnson, the number 5 on the Johnson Racing Honda, picked up P11. Julian Correa in 13th spot, only his second weekend in the British Talent Cup. American rider looking to do battle in British Talent Cup next year. Josh Bannister, that's a good result from him as well. Joined back at Brands Hatch and now picking up points. That's his second points finish this year, so brilliant result from him. So the Honda British Talent Cup standings, here it is. Evan Belford, it is that still leads. Casey O'Gorman has brought that lead from 23 points down to 14. Carter Brown, it is in third ahead of Johnny Garness, who crashed out of today's race. Jamie Lyons in good form at the moment in fifth place in the championship, ahead of James Cook, Ollie Walker, Harrison Crosby, Keanu Vaya and Cormac Buchanan. Sullivan Mounsey is then who's 11th place in this on the iForce Lloyd and Jones bike, ahead of Bailey Stewart Campbell and Team 151's. Bailey picking up podiums last year, well, one podium last year in the Honda British Talent Cup, just struggling a little bit this year compared to his pace last year, but all part of the learning curve. Reece Stevenson is then in 13th, ahead of Ryan Hitchcock, and Troy Jeffrey rounds out the top 15. Rossi Banham, Corey Tinker, Mason Johnson, Lucas Brown and Luca Hopkins round out the top 20.
It's not, he'll use this, you use that.
Yeah, just over here. So just go and stand on the top step.
I'm just going to stay on him so you'll be on vision. That's for you.
Is that good?
Could you hold that? There we go, lovely.
Oh, lovely. Could you go on the top step? We've got to get that branding in. Thank you.
Casey O'Gorman, another win in the bag. I saw Johnny got away from you in the beginning a little bit there. What was the plan for the race?
Well, I was going to sit behind Johnny, but Johnny was really fast in the beginning. But then, unfortunately, it crashed. But then behind me, them laps were long, trying to keep the gap the same, because at Alton, I let them catch up.
And how were you feeling pace-wise compared to Johnny? Do you think that you had the race in the bag, even if Johnny hadn't have gone down? What was the strategy?
I think, yeah, I could have had a chance, but it would have been harder, a lot harder.
And you've gone from 90-odd points back now down to 14 points in just a few races. That's 6 wins and 2 seconds in all the races you finished. How are you feeling going into tomorrow's race?
Well, I'm positive.
Good. I'm pleased to hear it.
Thank you.
Great job, Casey. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So a positive Casey O'Gorman is racking up points here in the Honda British Talent Cup. Teammates here just talking through the two RS Racing boys, Carter Brown on the left and Evan Belford on the right, just talking through their race. Smiles all round though, so brilliant to see they can battle it hard on circuit and smile and have some jokes in the paddock just after. But they go on to the podium for the race one for the Honda British Talent Cup, and Casey O'Gorman just racking up the points. He's really put a shift on. 6 wins, like was said in the interview, and he's doing incredibly well on the Microlise Cresswell bike. Evan Belford it was then, who's current championship leader and picks up another podium for his championship campaign for the 2021 Honda British Talent Cup, and plenty of the teams and fans having a little look at this podium here. The number 74, Carter Brown it was, who picked up second, but what a victory for the number 67 of Casey O'Gorman. He's putting together such a shift to try and bridge this gap to the championship, and it's absolutely brilliant to see. Mason Foster, who's in there as well, having a look at his prospects for next year. Mason Foster, one of the riders in Fab Racing, having a look at the British Talent Cup to see where he's going to be next year or in future years. Alex Baldolini it is then that hands Casey O'Gorman his victory and his race-winning trophy, and of course the trophy goes to the Microlize Cresswell team for winning this one as well. So it was Casey O'Gorman, Carter Brown and Evan Belford who were the top three for the race one for the Talent Cup. And it was Johnny Garness who lined up on pole position and got a very, very good start down into turn one for race one here at Snetterton for the Honda British Talent Cup. He led and set fastest lap after fastest lap. Did Johnny Garness, but the number 24, Cormac Buchanan, the Kiwi, went down. He's looking for podiums this weekend, disappointed. And then it was the number 57 race leader, Johnny Garness, went down and out of the race, which gifted the race lead to Casey O'Gorman. Number 96, Rossi Banham, also went down at Coram, just improving all the time. And then this moment on the last lap with Ollie Walker, they were fighting for second place. Ollie Walker goes down, and that gifts the number 52 of Evan Belford second place, but it was Carter Brown that just about got the better of him. Number 67, Casey O'Gorman, crosses the line, and a brilliant result for him. Number 74 of Carter Brown finished second, Evan Belford in third, and that championship really, really hotting up.